allow anarchy to befall our nation. It is our constitutional responsibility to make sure that that doesn't happen. Some think that it is like when you watch Nollywood or whatever. Omo, that is film. In real life, people stand to lose everything. I don't need to speak too much. Go to IDP camp. Just go to IDP camp. You will see people that had money, rich houses, they are living inside tents. Just go to IDP camp. You don't need to go too far. So I think that is that. We must allow cool heads to reign, and we must give the government an opportunity to further remedy the situations and make our country to flourish again. We must not bring down the roof. We must not bring down the roof. Thank you very much. Now to the military and the opinion of some that we should bring mercenaries to support the military. I will just leave it at the point of opinion of that person. I will just leave it at the point of opinion of that respected person. That is his view, and he is entitled to it. But what I can tell you is that the armed forces of Nigeria is operating in multi-fronts, conducting operations. We are going after
and dismantling their military capabilities, their administrative capabilities, and their logistics capabilities. Our operations are going in an upward trajectory, and we have prioritized targeting the terrorist leaders, their commanders, their foot soldiers, as well as their collaborators,
many of which have been eliminated from the battlefield in the course of our operations. Troops are not resting on their oars, but continue to exert significant military pressure to defeat the terrorists and their cohorts in the northeast, in the northwest, and in north central zones. In the southeast zone, we have sustained the momentum against the indigenous people of Biafra and their armed Eastern Security Network cohorts. While in the south-south zone, we have continued to battle the perpetrators of crude oil theft. Speaking about crude oil theft, in battling the perpetrators of the crude oil theft, we have established a unified command structure for security agencies operating in the region. Additionally, we are examining other areas such as transparency of the international oil companies operating in the region. We are also examining credible metering of the oil wells, as well as examining the tracking of points of loading to points of destination of the crude oil. We are also galvanizing the support of the host communities as well as stakeholders in the oil sector. We are also reinforcing our surveillance efforts on vessels, terminals, and oil infrastructures, to include jackets that house the wellheads, and most importantly, We are monitoring to ensure that culprits are prosecuted by agencies responsible for doing so. We believe that these lines of actions will definitely make significant impact in boosting crude oil output for our nation. For the events of the week, during the week under review, troops neutralized 106 terrorists and arrested 164 persons across the theaters of operation. Troops also arrested 32 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 103 kidnapped hostages during the week. In the South-South, troops denied the oil theft of an estimated sum of about 800 million naira. Additionally, troops recovered 125 assorted weapons and 1,522 assorted ammunition. These include 41 AK-47 rifles, 24 locally fabricated guns, and 623 rounds of 7.62mm NATO ammunition, among other items recovered. Troops in the Niger Delta area, they discovered and they destroyed 20 dug-out pits, 24 boats, and 34 storage tanks, as well as 56 cooking ovens, among others, during the week. Troops also recovered over 800,000 liters of stolen crude oil, as well as over 121,000 liters of illegally refined AGO, popularly known as diesel, and 450 liters of DPK, popularly known as kerosene. Now let me take you through our various operations, beginning with the Northeast, where we have Operation Hardin Kelly. The troops of Operation Hardin Kelly recorded the following activities during the period under review. The troops recorded the surrender of more terrorist combatants and their families. These surrenders were recorded in Bama, Goza, Dikwa, and Kalabaje local government areas, all in Borno State. Significantly, one of the Chibok girls was also rescued as a result of ongoing operations. She and 300 rescued women that were in terrorist captivity have all been handed over to the Borno State government. Additionally, troops conducted offensive operations in Gamborungala and Ingazai local government areas of Borno State. They also conducted raids on terrorist hideouts in Jiri and some local government areas of Adamawa State. Furthermore, our troops arrested terrorists in Geldam local government area of Yobe State. Overall, the troops of Operation Hardin Kelly neutralized 41 terrorists, arrested 27 persons, and rescued 16 kidnapped hostages during the period under review. The troops also recovered 17 AK-47 rifles, 360 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, and 195 rounds of 7.62mm NATO ammunition, among others. Now we can move to the North Central, beginning with Operation Safe Haven. The troops of Operation Safe Haven conducted clearance operations in Barkin Ladi, local government area of Plateau State. They also sustained the momentum against violent extremist activities within their area of operation. Overall, the troops of Operation Safe Haven neutralized 7 violent extremists, arrested 31 persons, and rescued 11 kidnapped hostages during the week. They also recovered 19 AK-47 rifles, 12 fabricated pistols, and 243 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among others, during the week. Going deeper into the North Central is Operation Wild Stroke. The troops of Operation Wild Stroke recorded the following during the period under review. The troops rescued kidnapped hostages in Ukani and Akwanga, local government areas of Taraba and Nasarawa states, as well as Kefi, local government area of Nasarawa state. The troops conducted raids to violent extremist hideouts in Adokola and Bari, local government areas of Taraba state. Furthermore, troops conducted fighting patrols in Katsina Allah local government area of Benue state. Overall, the troops of Operation Wild Stroke neutralized 5 violent extremists, arrested 18 of them, and rescued 28 kidnapped hostages during the period under review. The troops also recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 2 fabricated guns, and 42 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among other items recovered. We can now cross over to the northwest, where we have Operation Handling Daji. The troops of Operation Handling Daji recorded the following during the period under review. The troops conducted offensive operations to Malumfashi, Kankara, and Damusa local government areas of Katsina state. The troops of Operation Handling Daji further conducted offensive operations to sustain the momentum in Zamfara and Sokoto states. Overall, the troops of Operation Handling Daji neutralized 22 terrorists, arrested 23 suspects, and rescued 32 kidnapped hostages during the period under review. The troops of Operation Handling Daji also recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 9 fabricated rifles, and 73 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among other items recovered during the week. Going deeper into the northwest is Operation Wild Punch. The troops of Operation Wild Punch recorded the following during the period under review. The troops foiled a kidnapping incident in Munya and Tafa local government areas of Niger State. They also arrested violent extremists and their cohorts in Okene local government area of Kogi State. Furthermore, troops on patrol arrested suspicious characters in Abuja Municipal Area Council environs, as well as in Kwali Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. overall, the troops of Operation Wild Punch neutralized 8 terrorists, arrested 20 suspects, and rescued 12 kidnapped hostages during the period under review. The troops also recovered 1 AK-47 rifle and 26 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition, among other items recovered during operations. Let's now move to the South-South, where we have Operation Delta Safe. The troops of Operation Delta Safe maintained the momentum against the activities of crude oil theft. Overall, the troops of Operation Delta Safe recovered over 802,000 liters of stolen crude oil, as well as over 121,000 liters of illegally refined ADO and 450 liters of DPK. Additionally, the troops discovered and destroyed 20 dugout pits, 24 boats, 34 storage tanks, 56 cooking ovens, 22 vehicles, and 36 illegal refining sites, among other items destroyed and recovered during the week. The troops apprehended 32 perpetrators of oil theft and some involved in violent extremist activities in the course of the operations during the week. Now to the southeast, where we have Operation Udoka. The troops of Operation Udoka recorded offensive operations that were conducted to Njibia and Mba Toli local government areas of Imo State and Aba North local government area of Abia State, among others. Overall, the troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 3 terrorists, arrested 22 of them, and rescued 4 kidnapped hostages during the week. They recovered 31 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition, among other items recovered during the week. Now, all the recovered items in the course of the operations this week, the arrested suspects and the rescued hostages were handed over to relevant authority for further action, including prosecution. Now, in summarizing, I will say that this brief will be incomplete without a word on the much talked about planned nationwide strike. Essentially, I will say that there are several factors to examine in the planned nationwide strike. Nationwide protest. It is good to examine the motivation. Is this protest motivated by opposition politics? Is this protest motivated by independent parties? Is this protest motivated by sovereign interference? Or is this protest motivated by terrorist groups? Also, is this protest motivated by any numbers of organizations that have fed on the frustrations of Nigerians to create this situation? I will say that for us in the military, the Constitution is clear as to how and when the military gets involved and our responsibility to the nation. On the other hand, I will further say that while citizens have a right to peaceful protest, they do not have a right to mobilize for anarchy and unleash terror. It is easy to see that the contemporary context of the planned protest is to shadow the happenings in Kenya, which I must say is violent, and add that it remains unresolved. Already, we have detected some unscrupulous elements bent on hijacking the planned protest with the aim of making it violent. Many are therefore following in ignorance. For instance, there are indications that if you possess a smartphone, if you possess a car, if you possess a shop, if you own a house, or even use air conditioning in your house, you have been labeled a target. Other targets that have been labeled include places of worship, businesses, markets, ethnic groups, and members of other political parties, among other items and areas targeted. Accordingly, the level of violence being envisaged can only be described as a state of anarchy. The armed forces on its part will not stand by and allow anarchy to befall our nation. This is because we have seen wars and have witnessed anarchy in countries in which we have operated, particularly during the times of ECOMOG or during our peacekeeping operations in various countries. I believe that some people out there may fantasize about war or state of anarchy, thinking that it is like what they see in the movies. I assure you that war or a state of anarchy is not what you see in the movies. It involves real people, real situations, and real life. A situation of anarchy or war should not be fantasized. People lose loved ones and everything they toil for or possess in the course of war or anarchy. And I will put it simply by saying that horrible and ugly things happen in such situations. We must never, as a people, bring it upon ourselves. On the whole, it must be said that the timing and the present atmosphere of hardship in the country is different from other times when protests were held in the past in this country. It must also be said that if you ignite the fire, there is no telling how far that fire will burn. We must allow cool heads to reign and give the government the opportunity to further remedy the situation and make our nation flourish again. Thank you very much.